There's one thing we know that's true. Hard work pays off. You're going to enjoy this interview. This is a guest who has done years and years of hard work, everybody. Stay tuned for more. Giddy up. Welcome everyone to Your Little Castle Show. We get to talk to experts. Jerry and I here go back quite a ways. Lots of charity events.
Yes.
A restaurant owner in your past list of professions and fun things that you've done in our community, and by now you're running one of the most successful. Amaya, FD&R. Explain to everybody what that stands for.
So Amaya was founded 25 years ago in St. Peters. We're a local company, and stands for Jose Amaya's last name. Jose's been known in the construction industry for 25 years in the St. Louis area, and Amaya FD&R is Amaya Fence, Deck, and Roofing, Inc. We also do a lot of restoration work and general contracting.
Cool. And like I said, I've seen you around. I've seen you up at the St. Charles convention for the trade show that's going on right now. And I talked to you a few minutes ago. You said, "Yep, we'll be there." But things have been very busy and active for you due to a lot of hard work.
Yes, we've enjoyed a blessed beginning. 25 years ago, it started out with Jose doing some side work. He was a short order cook at Olive Garden for many years, busboy, and just started doing some odd repairs. And we've got up to a company now that we service the entire St. Louis area. We do more business in a year now than we ever expected, and it's all referral. We don't advertise at all. The only thing is our advertising vehicles. We tell folks all the time we've got fair prices and big vehicles. So we drive some large monster trucks around the area that is kind of our only visible marketing that we do.
Yeah, I've seen those trucks. I've seen them outside of different events, and they stand out. They look good.
They do.
But that's all based on that name that came from many years of hard work from are you guys partners, or what's the relationship? I guess you guys.
Yeah, I lead the company, me and Jose, and we've got 100 guys out in the field. And
100 guys.
Yeah, what's nice about our company is we don't have anyone in the middle, so that you're not dealing with salespeople and project managers. We've brought in some folks recently because we've gotten so big, especially with the tornado that happened in St. Louis, off Clare Avenue and other areas in St. Louis and Clayton. We're doing a huge amount of restoration stuff because we not only do fence, deck, and roofing, we do complete general contracting. So we'll put on the big roof systems, whether it be residential or commercial, and then we do everything on the inside of the building. So all those buildings that were affected by that crazy storm, and then 2 days later, the 4 inches of rain, we do everything from, we're putting in 40, 50 different kitchens, baths, doing all the mitigation work for the mold, etc. So we've been really blessed to expand the offerings of the business over the last 10, 15 years. And besides doing fence, deck, and roofing, which was our core, now we do full restoration, mold mitigation work in general contracting here, and actually we do work out of state as well.
Great. Lots to cover there because there's much you're doing. A lot of people, when you say construction, they're typically doing some remodeling and the roofs, but you're doing the kitchens, the bathrooms, fences, everything. You need a house. You can do just about everything. We
do everything, and we do it all in-house. So from the electrical, the plumbing, the septic systems, we're putting in a lake right now. We do it all. Our core strength is definitely fence, deck, roofing, and general contracting, being building new homes, large remodels, renovations, additions to homes, etc. And over the last 15 years or so, we've expanded greatly into the commercial industrial side. So large commercial industrial roofs for folks like Davidson, Surface Air, Boeing, to large new custom home builds out in the Defiance area. We've really expanded the offering.
Wow, so somebody that can cover it all. That's exciting. You probably are familiar with some of our sponsors. We'd like to give a shout out. Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle. And Jerry here could have built your castle for you from top to bottom. But we like to talk about those leaders in the community doing so, because you do not like nice things in your little castle, we were saying there. But if you want to do some investing, also, gold has gone crazy if you follow gold at all. And shout out to our sponsor there. Go to Gold Cowboy, and we highlight some of our business owners on our Big Leagues website now, biggleagues.com, B-I-double-G, they say. But with that, let's get in here and show off on your guys' website and your guys' social media and your guys' reviews. You guys are on the ball. Look at that. That looks pretty good on the. Put that wide picture up there for everybody. You've got a good looking website.
We do. We're actually renovating it, so to speak, right now because we've done. When you go into our website, you'll see we got two components to it: the residential and the commercial, and we don't want to forget either one of the customers. So when you hit the residential side, it really talks about our offerings, and we do anywhere from 2 to 5 fence and decks a day, 6 days a week. And then on the commercial side, we do everything from full commercial renovations of restaurants, large commercial roof projects. We did a 500,000 square foot off 370 last year. We're doing two large ones that we're starting here in the next few weeks for other clients in North County. So when you go to the website, we definitely show a lot of our residential work, but we've really expanded, and we probably do 80% commercial industrial work now. But we've not forgotten about our fence and deck business because that's kind of a core strength.
Well, yeah, as I say, it sounds like you've really just kind of got the gamut there. What led you here? Why did you decide to get into this? Did you switch careers? I mean, I know you worked corporate a little bit.
Yeah, 25 years in building out large home centers. So I started in St. Louis at 14, working for B&B Home Supply and doing construction on the side, and then went and got my master's degree, master's degree at the University of Missouri and University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School, and then decided I wanted to come back, and I started working for a small company called Home Quarters Warehouse that exploded in growth over the years. So I built 30 plus stores for them, and then retired with Lowe's in 2011, and then decided to team up with Jose at Amaya, and we've just seen explosive growth. We've been really blessed the last 4 or 5 years, specifically since COVID. We were growing crazy anyway, and then when folks were stuck in their house, they needed new kitchens and new baths and new additions to their house, and then with recent storms, the hailstorm last year and the tornado this year, it's just, we keep 100 guys employed 6 days a week, 52 weeks a year. So
yeah, that's quite the business, especially growing from where you started and where you're at now. Over 25,000 projects completed, it says on your Facebook page.
Probably more than that, and it's everything from a small roof repair for a couple $100 or whatever to $4, $5, $8 million renovations with complete mold mitigation, big roofs, commercial roofs. We've done $4, $5, $6 million commercial roofs, TPO. So we've been blessed on the big projects, and still we don't forget the small projects though.
Tell me, what is your passion that led you through this? It continued, what got you where you're at?
Most of it was a love for the fence and deck business. So that was a core strength for many, many years, both myself and Jose, and we love it. We're deck pros, we're fence pros. We manufacture our own fencing, we distribute our own fencing, and we have all of our own crews. So we feel real good that when we get a customer that wants a fence or a deck, and specifically in St. Charles County, St. Louis County, that we can always compete on price, and more importantly, we can get it in the ground faster than anyone with super high quality, because we control the process. We're not just a fence company that goes to a distributor, buys the fence, and puts it in. We are the distributor, we're the manufacturer. So if you want a custom fence off Highway 79, we've got a facility and we manufacture it. So
you actually make the materials that are being used.
We do.
For the fencing.
We do.
That's got to be kind of unique. That gives you a competitive advantage also.
It does. Many, many years ago, we bought a CMM machine and a CNC machine, and we bought a second one that's one of the most state-of-the-art in the St. Louis area. There's very few fence companies that have that ability, or they have the ability and they don't use it. We use it. So we build custom gates all the time. We build custom profile fences all the time. So we basically take long lengths of fence and we make them into Lego logs, basically. So when we build a fence out there in the field, people are seeing a lot of sticks that become a fence by the end of the day. Where if you go to the home centers, what you find is they put up panels. They don't look as good. We build it by stick, and there's about the same amount of time to put it up, but the quality is exceptional.
Wow, that's taking the bull by the horns, if you will, and taking control of the situation. When you're doing the manufacturing and the distribution and then the installation,
it is.
You've got the whole process covered. People know they're going to get a good quality product from you.
Absolutely. We trade off our referrals, and referrals are 99% of our business. So the other 1% is folks see our trucks or they're signing in the yard and they give us a call, and normally we go out the same day, either myself or Jose, and we provide a turnaround time that's second to none in the business.
Well, there you go. Somebody that's actually taking this on from because a lot of people, it's easier to start up a company. Just say, hey, I've got a ladder, I can buy some materials, and then you've gone beyond that. Say, we're going to make our own manufacture. Is it still vinyl, or what is the core? What do you?
Vinyl, aluminum, and wood, but most of the manufacturing is vinyl and aluminum. So how it started was 5 years ago. Whenever COVID started, we went down to a main manufacturer that all the fence company used in St. Louis, and they told us they didn't have any fencing. And we're like, wait a minute, we've got 50 guys at the time. We have to have fencing. We can't make a living. And sight unseen, we went to a different manufacturer and started distributing ourselves. So now we buy by the truckload, so it's incredibly great pricing for us and for the consumer, but more importantly, we can control the quality of it. So we buy a specific brand, Berhorst, they're the world's largest. It's all got a lifetime guarantee on it, and then we give a 5-year warranty on the labor as well.
There you go, everybody. Somebody who's really just taking the world by storm and putting it together. This last 5 years has been your most recent terms of growth.
Yes.
What do you think it is that helped you to kick it in these last few years that you've had the growth that you've had?
We're local. So we've been in business in the St. Peter's area for 25 years, mostly at the same address. We built a facility 4 years ago and have expanded 3 times in the last few years. We're finishing our last expansion, new offices right now for our commercial customers who can come in, see a plan room, meet us in a conference room. We can go over larger plans, or retail customers could come in and touch and feel, the siding samples, the fencing samples, and they could see it on our own property as well. So,
well, obviously know what you're doing. A lot of great reviews people have said about you out here too. So I've got these up on the wall. I'll let everybody take a quick gander here. I'll just pick one of these out right here. Here's Ron. I know a lot of roofers that from networking. I like a lot of them, but I want to give a huge shout out to Jose at Amaya and his incredibly hardworking crew. They had the humility and have been unbearable. The humidity has been unbearable for most. Jose's crew showed up and on Friday morning at 6 a.m. and it didn't take any time stripping the 2 layers existing shingles. On top of that, they had to replace 4 skylight sheets of plywood and 6 vents. They are hard-working tools and worked 14 hours to get the job done. That's got to make you feel good. I mean, you've got a good crew out there, obviously, and that's just part of your crew.
it is. One of the big blessings we have is we've got 100 guys. Most of them are family members or family members of family members. So they show up every day, 6:30 at our shop. They're out on the job sites by 7 normally. And whether it be a roof or a fence or a deck, we normally complete the project in a day. They work hard, they work late. We compensate them well because they show up, they do great quality work, and they're passionate about what they do. Most of our folks have worked with us 10 plus years, and most all of our employees are referrals from another employee. So we're blessed.
Yeah, I said one of the hardest things for businesses to do, myself included, is that growth factor. How do you find the right people? How do you keep them employed? How do you provide the right environment? What do you think has been to your benefit to really help develop that team of 100 people now you've got working for you?
Well, the blessing we've got is we internally finance everything, so we're not relying on banks for our growth. We've done it out of the profits of the business, so to speak. So we're not far extended. We don't have huge SBA loans like some of our competitors do. We own our facilities, we own our trucks, and we've got great employees. So as we've scaled, going from 5, 10 employees to what we have now, we've been blessed that we've had the finances to do the business, but more specifically, we got awesome people that are true craftsmen out there, and we can do everything. So we're not just a roofing company that's helping someone in a tornado. We're a roofing company that also does everything on the inside of all those buildings. So the large buildings like in the Clara Avenue area in St. Louis that got hit by that crazy storm, that tornado that hit in the spring, we were able to mobilize that night within an hour, get the roofs semi-secured, put the new roof systems on, the first in the city, big, large roof systems on large condo buildings, and then start the permitting process and the process of rebuilding those folks' lives so they can get back in their homes by Christmas.
Yeah, great service, great hard work ethic. That all pays off. It seems that's kind of been the mantra that's kept you through.
It is. Our customers see myself and Jose out on the job sites all day long. They see our guys working cleanly and safely on their site. And we're blessed that 99% of our customers give us a referral and normally a couple sales out of each one of the projects. So that has allowed us to scale our growth exceptionally well in the last 4 or 5 years.
That's how you grow a business, everybody. Stay tuned here. We're going to show you a little bit about the fun stuff we get to do in the community. My buddy Nino is going to talk to us a little bit here. Listen to what we got going on down at Busch Stadium. Giddy up. See, that's right. Everybody's in the video here. Family coming out to the game. Nino, what do you love about going to Cardinal games?
You love baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves baseball. Hey, all right, scoring points with the Cardinal Cowboy.
Yeah, he plays Miracle League baseball.
Do you really?
And he likes to be on the Cardinals team at home.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know how many times have you been on that team? How many times have you done that?
A lot.
A lot.
That's a good answer. All right. Dad, what's it like coming to the Cardinal games with your son and your wife and all the fun you get to have down here?
Oh, it's the most fun. I mean, we've been coming since Old Bush. You know, now we've got New Bush Stadium. It's the best baseball town, and it's the most fun. You know, it's fun before the game. The games are always great, and we love it.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking time here. We're at Patios, everybody. This is where the most fun is. I get to wear the full outfit here. I got the pants, the socks, the arch, Nino, Brett, Tanya, and Dixie all here, and we're outside Patios having fun. Hey, say hi to Patios. Stop on by here before a Cardinal game, and we'll see you guys soon. Nino, give me some knuckles. There we go. Go Cardinals. Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rethwich,
This is a piece my buddy
but in St.
put
Louis,
together
he's
and wrote
known
and
as
recorded
the
about it. So you
Cardinal
gotta do this
Cowboy.
so people understand what
He's
you're
a
about.
well-known
the community,
fixture in the
what's going on
stands
with
at
the show.
sporting events in the
nice.
Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey everybody, Cardinal Cowboy here. I want to invite all of you to be part of my new team. No, you don't have to put on a baseball uniform and be a super fan. Now, it would be a good idea to cheer for the Cardinals, the greatest team in the history of the National League. But I'm talking about the Gold Cowboy team. You know, I love to help people follow their dreams and reach their goals in business and in life. So that's one of the reasons why I'm telling you about my friends at My Metal Pro. They help people like you and I acquire gold and silver with a membership that lets you safely buy, sell, and store gold and silver. They make it real easy to get started. My Metal Pro isn't like the big guys you see on network TV or the big coin shops that take a huge commission. So become part of my Gold Cowboy team. Scan the QR code or go to goldcowboy.com and check it out. Giddy up! Well, there we go. Some fun stuff we get to do in the community. I get to meet all kinds of cool people that are inspiring, and I call those superheroes because if you saw Nino there, obviously conquering the world despite what some people may have thought he was going to be able to do. And I've run into him a few times, and I saw him down at Patios, and I said, "Hey, let's have a little chat here, talk about what you're going." I didn't know. I guess I'd heard about it, but I didn't recall he plays Miracle League baseball, so that's kind of neat. For
That's
kids
real
like
neat.
That,
Yeah.
and sports. Did you play a little bit of sports in your background?
I played soccer, baseball, a little basketball.
Yeah. Do you think that gave you some of the fundamentals about how to compete and
Competing and leading groups of people for sure. Yeah.
Well said there, because you've by now have had. He's got an organization with 100 people working for him. Everybody, Jerry, good work there, and helping to lead our community. One more mention we wanted to throw up here on the wall, BBB, something that gets a lot of people's attention, and you can see on the wall there's that A+ rating. So It's not just given away. You have to earn that. But to have an A plus on the BBB helps a lot of people understand you're putting in the work. Does that help you out a little bit? Do you enjoy
It does.
what you've earned there?
You find folks, especially those that are over 55, they'll give us a call, and then they want to do their research online. They'll see our good reviews, and they know that if we're allowed to advertise with the BBB and have the A plus rating, that we've got a history with us, and when there is an issue, we resolve it quickly. So we've been blessed to be A plus rated with the BBB for over 10 years now.
There you go. Another attribute to look for, these things that can highlight people. You can Google search. You talk about that. People do their searches on the interwebs these days. Tell me, why should, before I get into why should somebody pick you, because I think that's pretty obvious, but I want you to go over that. Tell me a little cost analysis. What is it that people do, and why should people spend the money to get it done correctly, or where can they save money, or what do you recommend in terms of
The one thing I always tell folks when they're looking at a project is always go with a medium to bigger company. The reason being is the buying power is better. Typically the crews are going to be better, and more confidently you can trust that the project's going to get done. Too many times folks will go with someone they don't know. They'll give someone a deposit, and they'll see the guy work for one day, and then they never show back up. We see it all the time. If you go with one of the bigger ones that have got good reviews, get a couple bids. And what our huge advantage is, because we own the building and lot, kind of like other folks say on TV,
Right, yeah.
we do. And it allows us, being also the distributor, to take let's say we've got a $5,000 to $10,000 fence project on a new house. Typically, we're going to be 15 to 20% less than our competitors, because we don't have loans. We're not taking out loans on trucks and vehicles and such. We own all of our equipment. So it helps us a lot.
Yeah, so one thing to be wary of, especially when you're into a $20,000 or $30,000 project, is are they still going to show up to get the job done? We've heard these horror stories. I've had a friend of mine recently. They took $6,000 down for a roof, and now she spent the last 6 months tracking them down, saying, "Hey, are you going to come out and do this?" Some of these guys, they go out of business. You're stuck.
Absolutely, and we could tell people horror stories all over the place where folks have done a decent renovation, and they find out years later that there's mold growing in the walls because it wasn't properly flashed on the roof. So we're real confident that when we put on a roof system, or we're doing our general contracting on the inside of someone's home, that it's going to be high quality and it's going to add a lot of value to that piece of property.
Very important. Yes, you want these jobs done correctly, because your house is the most valuable asset that most people own. Something they're going to retire with and maybe sell or turn it over to the kids, give them a valuable asset that they can grow with. And you don't want to diminish the value of that because you did a cheap job somewhere and didn't pay to get it done correctly. I didn't realize that mold is a big detriment to a lot of business, a lot of homes.
It is.
If you're not getting that done right. And the fleshing you said there, why does that affect so much?
Well, there's a lot of folks that put on a roof and they don't know what the roof system looks like because they never get up on the roof because it's too dangerous, whatever. And you got to be extremely careful with smaller crews that they're doing it right. So every one of our roofs, we get back on as the leaders in the company to make sure that all the details are done. Everyone can see the nice shingles up there, but is it properly flashed around the chimney and the penetrations that are on the roof, et cetera? Otherwise, years from now, you're going to have a big problem.
Very important. These are things that you should be paying attention to, or else you end up with a devalued house and somebody has to tear that. It's better to do it right the first time than have to come back and do it again.
Pay to have it done right the first time, because as everyone has seen their homes double in value and commercial property double in value over the last few years, it's made the renovation business incredibly hot. And if you can get a great new addition to your house, or a new roof, or a new fence, you're getting almost dollar for dollar of that back when you go to resell.
Very important. Well, yeah, do the work right. Great looking website here. We're going to show that off a little bit too, but dig into this a little bit. What is the one mistake that the typical consumer might make when they're making these kinds of decisions? We might have covered that a little bit, but to reemphasize what you're talking about there.
Someone that's getting 5 or 6 bids. It's fun. It's good to get a great referral, maybe get another bid, but the folks that try and get every little penny out of it, they lose every time. They'll go with the low-priced provider, and 9 out of 10 times they realize they made a mistake halfway through the project.
Yeah, so those people, they're trying to just shop it a little bit, you're saying, and then when they come through, they go, oh, I got this lowest price here. Well, there's a reason it's the lowest price. What are they typically cutting?
Well, we'll give them a bid for $7,000 for an average fence, aluminum fence, and a nice subdivision. They'll get a competitor to give it to them for $6,500 to $5,000. And if it's, let's say it's a vinyl fence, they won't put the aluminum in the bottom that is clear to make it straight. And it'll look straight for a few years, then it'll start to have a bow in it. But they save $1,500, but the fence is going to be trash in 3 years. So,
I've seen this before. You do not want a fence that's bowing.
No.
Obviously, that is. And what's the reason? It's because they use vinyl without using.
Yeah,
the
there's
support?
after certain footage, you have to put in an aluminum stiffener, and they'll just not put the stiffener, and it saves them $1,000, saves the consumer $1,500, and but they got a fence that looks nice for a few years, but then it starts sagging, and you see it all over St. Charles County.
Cutting corners, everybody. Don't do that. Cheap. We talk about cheap gets very expensive,
It does.
and
It
so now
does.
they're going to have to replace that whole fence.
Absolutely.
Not good. Interesting. All right, everybody. We've been talking here for a minute. You said most of your business by now is you've got residential and commercial, and give me that breakdown of why you enjoy each of those.
On the residential side, it's our bread and butter. So we started out doing it 25 years ago, and we're exceptionally good at it, and our pricing is very fair. And as we've evolved with residential customers, some of the referrals have been for their own businesses. So we started doing some retail and some wholesale warehouse build-outs, that kind of thing, doing a lot of commercial roofing, and it's just progressed to full mitigation stuff with mold now. We do full build-outs of tenant-owned properties, a lot of work with developers in the St. Louis area, both real estate developers, property developers. Our business has really gone 80+% commercial, industrial, but we don't forget the residential customers because it is still a large portion of our business.
Yeah, I say it's good to be diverse because then you've got from all sides, and just being financially stable when you've got big commercial jobs that can give you enough of that revenue. So now you've got enough to make sure you can take care of everybody, including the residential people. Money's tight, budgets are tight.
It
If
is.
you could come and give them a fair bid, you've got the resources to make sure they're going to get the best price.
Absolutely, and we've been blessed to work also 52 weeks a year. A lot of residential companies, they're pretty slow over the wintertime.
Yeah.
Our winters are actually some of our busiest times because we also shovel snow. So we've got, instead of sitting in the warmth of the house when the snow's falling and the ice is falling, we got 200 plus guys out there shoveling large federal complexes, by state, et cetera. So we're blessed to work all year round.
Well, that's what you need to find is the guys who've done this for a long time that you can count on. 100 employees, I didn't realize that, and 25,000 projects or more completed, and an emphasis in this whole area. Of the St. Louis area, is there any particular part of the area that you focused on? Is you by now you've covered the whole St. Louis metro area?
We're based in St. Peter, so a large portion of the fence and deck business is definitely western St. Charles, where all the new home building has been, and definitely West County. The commercial side is definitely down in the area where the tornado hit. The big, larger commercial buildings, we do a lot of commercial TPO. We're registered down there to do large projects, and we put a lot of TPO roofing down there.
Yeah, TPO, commercial roofing, there's a lot to be done there. A lot of people don't realize it's a different system being used there, that TPO, but it lasts for a long time and is very efficient. It helps with a lot of the heating and cooling. Is that
It
true?
does, and we're certified, so you get 15, 20-year warranty besides a 10-year manufacturer warranty. So we do it, and we do it well, and we're really good at the details. So once that roof system's up there, it's not going to leak, and you're going to have great value added to that building over the next 20 years.
There you go, everybody. Stay tuned for our second half hour. Jerry's agreed to talk to us for another half hour, sharing some of his expertise, some of his trade secrets, and what it is you need to make sure you get an efficient job done for your house or your business. Stay tuned for that, everybody. We'll be back in just a minute. Giddy up.